All right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. What's up? What's up, everybody? Beast Balonze back in the building today. We are working on the machine MPC 3. All right, so today we are using the My Bad expansion made by myself. It is a free expansion that you can get from my website at beatsbalonze.com. We'll say that again once some people start getting into the stream, but beatsbalonze.com, you can get that My Bad expansion for free. It is an expansion that I made, just a collection of some sounds just to get producers started. So I'm going to use My Bad expansion today just to get some drums. So anyway, just to get started, and then let's do a new drum track. Today we're working in controller mode, so we're working on the Machine Studio Black Mark II, and it is a controller. And then we're gonna also go to my other expansion called the S2400 Nitrous expansion, and we're going to now add some more drums to our project. All right, so we got some 808, we got some bells, we got some hi-hats. We'll put our hi-hats there. All right. You got to be careful also with adding samples, because once you touch a pad, it's going to overwrite it. All right, so what else we got? In A, B, and C. H, we got more hats. K, we got some kicks. L, we got a loop. S, we got some snares. We'll put that. All right, cool. All right, so our tempo. Let's see what our tempo sounds like. All right, cool. All right, so let's now we're here. Let's go find us a sample. And y'all already know that I like to use the good old Masada Soul sample. So we're gonna find our Masada Soul. Where's my phone? I'm on the stream. What's up? I'm gonna find a Masada Soul sample. We're gonna chop that. I'm on the stream. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Bye. Yeah, I'll get off. All right. Bye. All right. So my wife is going to restart the router. So I am going to um, let's see if I can put my hotspot on real quick. Like, dun, 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 dun. Personal hotspot is on. Let's do that. That way we don't have any loss of continuity on the stream. All right, we are back in the building. So, I had a quick little interruption with the internet, but we are back, and we need to restart the router, and so we're back. So what I've done so far is I have chopped up a soul sample from Masada, and I have there we go. And in that soul sample, I have extracted the stems using the create stems in MPC3. As you can see on the screen, we have all right. So I chopped up those using the stems, and then what I want to do is um, extract new samples to new program. So we're gonna do that, and so now if we go down to this, all right. So what is this? Those are all the vocals. So what it did, instead of putting it on my program that I just created, new program, it put it on my samples that I already put there, which I didn't want that. I didn't want that to happen. So let's undo, 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 and see if that works. Yep. So there's one. Undo again until we see. There we go. All right. So what you got to do is, if you are in the sample screen, you can't go in and out of your banks if you're in a pattern. But if you go back to the actual project, the arranger mode, then you're able to go out of in and out of your paths. And so if I go to, let's see if I can do, let's do another one. What's in B? Nothing's in B. All right, cool. So let's go back to the sample, and we want to we want to add a sample to this project. So let's see. All right. So here we have that. Very interesting. I've never seen that before. That in this screen, I don't know if y'all can see that, y'all looking at it. In this particular screen, you are able to bounce back and forth between samples on the sample screen. That's crazy. So here's the chops from the stems. Let me chop some of these vocals. Ooh. Oh, he hit that bitch. Woo! Mm-hmm. It's too many. Too many in this joint. All right, come on. Let's go to the end, buddy. All right, so let's just do that. Let's chop with our mouse. So much easier to chop with the mouse instead of chopping. So I can see the transients with my mouse. So, all right. So, non-destructive convert new program. Let's try that one and see if that one does it for me. Yep. All right, cool. So that does it for me. Gotcha. So that was the wrong one. If you extract new samples, and then slice the pad in new program, it's gonna overwrite what you got on your drum pad. But if you do the non-destructive convert, which is sample the pad and new program, it will drop your new program in the box. All right, so now let's get out of the sample joint and go back to A. There we go. All right, so let's get this going. Now, this is something that I realized in the last video that I did. I was trying to do the overwrite record or overdub record, and it wasn't recording. There's a button right there, right beside drum 01 that you got to arm to make sure that it's on. Maybe. All right, cool. So let's go to our second track, and it's going to be our all right, let's get the vocal joints in. All right, so let's go back to that one. Now let's see if it's going to record from here. Let's see if it. Okay, cool. It won't. All right, so let's go ahead and make our new program. New program. Bam. And get out of it. Go back home. All right, so let's go a little bit faster. We're a little too slow. All right, so let's go up about 146. So I'm just trying to figure out my chops. All right, let's try that one. Let's fix that chop. All right, cool. I don't know where these chops at. so let's do we're gonna go to, where is it? Should be under sequence. Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. Tools. It moved around on me a little bit. Oh, here. I'm in the wrong place. Alright, so we're gonna go to edit. And we're gonna go to track. Or maybe not edit then. Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. File. Should have been under sequence. Should have been able to see sequence and then convert to progression. Stop all sounds. Nope, don't want to do none of that shit. Where am I at? Alright, let's go home. And then edit. It should have been right there. So what happens when you don't mess with the freaking stuff like you should be? Alright, so right click, clear arrangement, half double, bounce the sample, copy bars, copy events, erase, double link. Let's see if I can click on these thingies. Interesting. It used to be right there. Used to be right there where you can freaking do new sequence. I don't even see copy. Edit. Time correct. Auto region. Track. Next track. We don't want next track. What in the world? Okay, so let's look for, go into quick help, see if it's going to tell me where it is. This is weird. Let me just go down a little bit further. Main mode, next sequence, range, track edit, step sequencer, main mode. I promise it used to be right here in the edit tools, where you can do it all from here. And now it ain't there. You can't right click it. Let's see. Let's copy. Copy to. Okay. Alright, so cool. I guess instead of them, it used to be in there where you go into sequence and then you can tell it what to do in the actual sequence. But now it's changed to where you only have these options. You can copy, you can export, you can bounce the sample. So what I had to do was copy, and once I hit copy, then it brought me up into a new. Let me see if y'all can see that on the screen. Yep, you can see it on the screen. It brought me to the actual prompt to make the next sequence. So this is going to be our hook, and then first sequence is going to be our verse, and so we need to change up our hook. So let's go to the hook. Let's go to the hook and let's change up the hook real quick. What the hook gonna be? All right, cool. So let's go back and do new drums. And we're going to get out of the My Bad expansion. We're going to go to, let's see what we want to use. Teflon. Let's go to Teflon. Done. Shout out to my man, Ross Rice. All right, so let's go. All right, cool. So we got a verse and a hook. So let's go to our verse. Let's go back and copy again. Let's make number 3. Let's make this our breakdown. And cool. 3 is gonna be our breakdown. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take away some of the drums from this one. And then we're going to do new. I'm gonna put in a plugin, do it. And we're gonna use the great Sub Factory, baby. Alright. Ooh. I love Sub Factory, guys. You just don't know. Sub Factory is my shit. Alright. So Sub Factory, go to 808. Woo! 808 Juice. Alright. Alright. Not Juice. Juice ain't gonna be what we use today. We're gonna do something. Not 808 Riot. 808 Creative. And I don't know the freaking I don't know the key to this in, so this is probably gonna be played by ear to figure it out. Alright, 808 classic thump. Okay, alright, so just gonna have to play it and see. All right. All right, cool. So we got that. So let's do another plugin. So we're gonna go to a new plugin, and we're gonna find in this plugin, what do we want? All right, so we want a lead. Do we want a lead? I don't know. Let me tell y'all, if y'all don't damn get off of damn standalone and use your computer, the plugins is there. MPC Akai has gave y'all all the sounds that you can ever need in your life. You gotta use controller mode, bro. I'm telling you. You think that you're only limited to those 20 damn plugins? You are not limited. You are not limited at all. This shit is absolutely bananas how much fucking shit you got in here. Like, I know y'all can't see my you can't see the plugin on the screen for some reason. I don't know how to make it show the screen and show the plugin. But when I tell you this thing is like out of this world, it's out of this world. All right, so let's find something. Don't want to keep you here long. I wish I could like hit plus and minus or up and down. but I gotta use my mouse. Dun-dun-dun-dun. So we got the hardest part about this is once you got something, figuring out what sound you want to use. That's the craziest thing. What sound is going to complement it? How you going to add to it? Alright, so let's go to dun, 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 dun. So no, not that one. So let's cut it so that way if I need to put it back. Oh, it didn't cut. Can I shift and cut? Okay, that ain't gonna do it either. Clear track, save track, bounce the track. I don't want to do none of those shits. Interesting. All right, let's just try it. So we can always undo it. So cut, delete it. We cooking with mother freaking grease. Woo! So we got our verse, we got our hook, we got a breakdown. So all we gotta do is do an intro. All right. So the intro is going to be let's do 4 bars. Let's do a 4-bar intro. And then let's do yeah. So we need it needs to be 8 bars. It needs to be 8 bars. All right, so let's do it again. So let's go boom. Or maybe not. Maybe it needs to be 4. Beach balloons. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, cool. We are cooking with mother freaking grease. Now, let's go to, let me find. All right, so let's go to our, let's get out of our 808 Teflon done. And let's see if I can search by, I don't want to search by project. I'm going to search on my computer, not by project. I actually could just find it and drag it in. So let's all right, so we're gonna go to, just hide it for a quick second. Drops. There we go. All right. Okay. Wrong file. Beach Ballon Boy. There we go. Beach Ballon Boy. I didn't want it right there. Beach Ballon. Beach Ballon Boy. Beach Ballon Boy. Damn it. It is wrong. Beach Ballon. Beach Ballon. Beach Ballon. All right, so this one, that one is choking it out. So I need to take it off the choke group. So what I could actually do is move it to C. That's what we'll do. So Beach Ballon Boy. Move it to C. What the fuck did I just click on? Undo. Alright. So this is ridiculous. Alright, so let's hear what we got. Y'all won't believe what I was just doing. I was clicking on the actual project where it says, instead of clicking on the actual sample, I was clicking on the damn project, which don't make sense. But anyway, let's. All right. Beats by 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 All right, so we are at 146. So our intro needs to be at 146. All right, I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but let's see. I feel like it needs to be longer than 4 bars. Like it don't have time to breathe. Or I tell you what. Let's take out the sample and let's just do the drop for 1 bar. All right, so we'll do 1 bar of the drop and alright, so let's go back to our intro, which is going to be that, and it should be by itself now. Alright, cool. This is so much easier to use in standalone. I'm sorry, it's easier to use with an MPC Live or 1 or Live 2 in controller mode versus just the controller and you're clicking inside the software. Way more better. So all right, so what's going on, Crazy Wabbit? I appreciate you. Lucan OEL, Lucan Noel, what's up to you? Appreciate you being in the room today. So yeah, we are cooking up on MPC Live 3 software, and we're using the MPC Studio Black controller today instead of using hardware. So all right, so let's go ahead and do our song mode. Let's go to song mode. Song mode. Make sure we go to A, and then we got our intro, we got our verse, 2, our hook, then our breakdown, then our hook 2 times. All right, so I think we're good. Beats by And that's it. Shout out to my man Masada. Masada MPC cooked up those soul samples. If y'all have not got any of the soul samples and you are into chopping and you're into just basic old school hip hop stuff, Masada has a lot of soul sample projects that he just put out. So you can go to thecyclekit.com to check out Masada's cycle kits. And if y'all don't know about cycle kits, Masada's cycle kits are actual kits and expansions that you can get for the MPC that he created. And in his kits, if you are to, he has a special way of having multiple samples on one pad, so you can have multiple velocities of a sample on one pad, and you can actually have different variations of the sample on one pad. And so he made it kind of easy for producers to actually not have to think so much about finding sounds, because in his cycle kits you have a number of sounds that you can use at any given time. But anyway, check out Masada. He can explain it a lot better than I can. But thecyclekit.com, check him out. He got some dope fire sounds, and he's a super cool producer who's been stamped in the music industry for a long time. And you might not know his name, may not know his face, but every time you pick up an MPC, or every time you hear somebody using an MPC, you're using some of Masada's creation. So shout out to my man Masada. I guess that's it for me on the stream. Again, thank you all for watching. Make sure you all continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And let me get off here so I can get to do some more work. All right. Much love, peace, and hair grease. Catch you on the next edition.
These balloons.
Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe.